Welcome back, everybody, to the second day of the Sea Summit. It's really wonderful to have you all here again. And of course, as Vincent Faber said yesterday, from Trafigura said yesterday, nothing beats a real conference. I totally relate to that. We all miss the hustle and the bustle and the informal chatter and also, the serendipity. But please understand that we do our utmost best to give you a meaningful experience. The theme of today is Think Tomorrow, Today, and how collaborations can help to build back better and achieve an impact-led recovery. So all of the sessions will be related to this theme. But before I dive deeper into the specifics of the sessions, I would like to introduce Margot Kooijmans from the Philips Foundation, who has been so generous in supporting us in organizing this Sea Summit. So maybe, Margot, could I briefly invite you? Hi, Margot. Could you maybe explain who you are and can you explain a little bit about the Philips Foundation and your wonderful work?
Absolutely. Thank you, Marike. A warm welcome to everyone to this conference on behalf of the Philips Foundation. We have the priority to sponsor this event. And yes, a physical event, of course, is always better. But we'll get there in 2021 again. My name is Margot Kooijmans. I am the director of the Philips Foundation, connected to the Philips healthcare company. Philips has developed as a company towards healthcare only. It started with light bulbs and then through televisions and radios and domestic appliances towards healthcare only. That's where the company is going. And the Philips Foundation is able to deploy all of the capacities and the technical skills of the company to provide access to care for disadvantaged communities. Where Philips, of course, is a commercial player, the foundation is a not-for-profit, a separate entity, and the mission is to provide access to those people in the world that have no access to quality healthcare. So that's what the foundation is doing. And
fantastic. So thank you. And maybe could you briefly explain why the Sea Summit or why these type of initiatives are important to you? Or maybe you have a message that you want to convey to the audience?
Yeah, I think it's wonderful that even in these circumstances, lockdowns, obstacles, you have been able to gather so many people that really want to think tomorrow, today, and think about what the world should look like, what the impact is that we want to make. So gathering around that is, I think, important and relevant to join forces. And really thinking today about the world we want to create together. And let's not be too process-oriented. Sometimes we really can lose ourselves in structures and procedures and categories and what have you. But keep on thinking about the end beneficiary and really imagine the life they are leading now or environmental or whatever cause you are behind. It's really essential that we choose the most efficient and direct way to impact those lives and to improve whatever we want to improve.
Fantastic.
And the best way to do that is, I think, in collaboration. So I would call upon people that are coincidentally, in the space of access to care as well, I would really like to join forces in order to step up and create even more impact.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I really hope you will enjoy the rest of the event, and we'll talk later, most definitely. So thanks a lot. I'm not sure whether Kirsten is already there, but otherwise we'll move to the next slot and we'll have her at the end. Yeah, okay, okay. Then the video. Thank you back, everybody. In a moment, I will be interviewing Gilles Vermot Desroches from Schneider Electric. And I'm going to ask him a few questions, but you are also able to ask him questions. So if you have anything that you would like to share, or you have a burning question for him, you can put it in the chat. And then at the end, I will collect your questions and ask a few questions at him. So, but first, before I'm going to interview him and introduce him, we have a little video that we would like to show you.
Our purpose is to empower all to make the most of our energy and resources, bridging progress on sustainability for all. And we believe at Schneider that it's important to reconcile those two dimensions. We see a world where we can leverage technology to bridge progress, means access to energy for all, and sustainability means cutting carbon emissions by 2 in the next coming 20 years. At Schneider, we call this Life is On, energy for all on a sustainable planet. And our mission is to be the digital partner of our customers for sustainability and efficiency. How do we do that? We converge energy management and automation to deliver to our customers the values of sustainability, efficiency, and of course now in times of COVID, the reinforced need of resilience. This commitment to ESG applies to our ecosystem. And in the time of COVID, we've immediately created the Tomorrow Rising Fund. Today we have 73 projects of the Schneider Electric Foundation dedicated to helping communities in difficulty and especially helping the youth, which is being at the moment sometimes deprived of school or is having difficulties to find a job, making sure that we offer opportunities to young people around the world, helping on the access to energy, where over the past years we've brought energy across the world to almost 30 million people, on social inclusion, making sure that we educate youngsters to the business of the future in the field of energy and in the field of automation. In the past years, we've trained 250,000 plus youth to the business of what Schneider does. To take an example, for instance, of what we do in India, which has been a place where we have focused particularly in the past years. We are securing energy in more than 100 million homes with specific systems specific to India. We have installed 45,000 solar water pumps. We have brought together 150 plus microgrids based on solar. And we have helped the creation of more than 300 enterprises in the field of electricity and in the field of automation. But we deploy that commitment to ESG beyond the perimeter of Schneider. And we go to our partners, because as you know, Schneider in our industry is a company that works the most with partners, suppliers and integrators. And this deployment goes into a shared vision of ESG with a sharing of the principles of trust, quality, safety, cybersecurity and ethics. Our climate commitments, when we decide to be net zero emission on including our scope 3, it means that we have to include all of our partners on innovation. And we participate to coalitions to work together of companies. We've been one of the earliest adopters of the UN Global Compact, which gives us a compass on the direction, on a common grammar in the way to reach our objectives, but also multiple other coalitions with other companies or with other institutions. In summary, We see ESG embedded, ESG inside at every level of our company. In our business and strategy, in our DNA, the way we do business, in the way we deal with our community, and of course, in the governance of our company. And we certainly don't oppose the imperative of return to shareholders to ESG. Actually, we see the two helping each other. Everything I described, higher efficiency, reducing the risk of our company, goes to the interest of our shareholders.
Wonderful. So we all know a little bit more about the work of Schneider Electric now. So maybe, Gilles, could I briefly introduce yourself? Could you briefly introduce yourself? Voilà, bonjour Gilles. Je suis très content que vous êtes là.
Bonjour. I'm Gilles Vermot Desroches. I'm the Chief Sustainability Officer of Schneider Electric over the last 20 years.
Fantastic. We're so happy to have you here as a thought leader. I heard from earlier conversations that from the onset of your work, you were in close alignment with your CEO and you had a clear commitment from him. Can you maybe explain a bit how you created this collaboration and this alignment? Could you tell us a little bit some lessons or how did you do that together? Because this collaboration is quite important, right?
Yes, it's key. In fact, it's to drive sustainability in a company, we need to have some different elements. And the biggest element is certainly the question of the coherence. And to build the coherence, we need to embark all the company. First, I don't know if I can ask first, but first the CEO gives the vision and perhaps the dream. With the video that we shared, you can see how my CEO encompasses the question of sustainability, how we are together to embark the company for that. But it's not only a question of vision.
Yeah.
It's a question of action too. Because to have impact, we need to add vision and action. And for me, the discussions that we had just during the last 2 years to build the purpose of Schneider Electric was a very, very key time. Why? It's because in a company we have the habit to express what we are doing, what is the relationship with our clients, how do we act with our stakeholders, what are the solutions, the innovation, and so on. But to define the purpose, we have to stop a little, to take time to understand how do we project the DNA of the company in the future. How we are responsible, not only because we were responsible, because we are former division, former company with a lot of action in the past. Now we are a worldwide company with more than 160,000 people to provide access to electricity to everybody, to try to change the world, to tackle the climate change in an all electrical, all digital world. But for that, we need to be sure to be able to define together who we are. And the purpose that we shared, that was in the slide just before, and the manifesto after this purpose, to try to give our best, to change our strategy, to provide prosperity and sustainability, to be the digital partner of all the people, all the industry, to reduce climate change, to express that for us, access to electricity and to digital, it's a new basic human rights that commit us. It's not only to speak in this manner. And then just to finish, is not to finish, we have to act this vision. And in Schneider Electric, during this 15 last year, we had the tools for that. Each 2 years, we define the goals that we would like to join 3 years after. And for that, we mixed 2 things. One, we would like to be responsible on a bold example, bold best practice in 360 ESG vision. But second, we would like to adjust our strategy to the need of the future, to the common good. And with our barometer, each quarter, we measure how do we progress. It's key to measure because we have to embark people in the company. We have to embark the CEO. The CEO gives the north, but we organize the progress with people. And to convince the people, we need to have measurement.
Voila. And how do you do that now? I mean, yesterday already, and we talked a little bit about the pandemic. We are now living at a global scale. So how are you now dealing with that? I mean, in what way are you then measuring or adapting your strategy and also building back better?
Yes, for me, the big question of sustainability is the shift from what's happened during the 20 last year and what would be the goal for the 10 next year in terms of organization in first time. During these 20 last years, we were to go from shareholder value to stakeholder value and to understand that never we will be good alone. Never we will understand the situation, the world, provide answer alone. We need to organize coalition. We need to have common grammars. For example, global compact principle, sustainable development goals, are the grammar between all the actors, states, cities, citizens, companies. And we tried during this long journey to progress internally in the company, to understand better how do we take care to people in all the geography, to embark developing country in the same manner as the others in training, equity in compensation, to take care of environment in the same manner, to solve the problem of the people. It was in the past. And in the shareholder value, stakeholder value, we do that with our partner. My vision for the future is to go from the stakeholder value to the system value for common goods.
Voila.
And common goods is more than the stakeholder value of the company. We need to be together in the system value, the company and the partners, to contribute to common goods. And for that, the big effort for the next decade is to embark all the suppliers of the company in the same manner that we respect human rights, that we respect environment, that we understand that if we respect people on planet, we are more efficient, more performant, we attract young youth, the next generation, which is a very key actors for innovation, because innovation is key to progress. And in this system value, the unique impact that we have to face together, it's to organize a better planet with all the continent, all the people. And to be precise about this topic, we have some challenges. The challenge of the century is the climate. We have to take care of the climate and to change a lot of things for that. Perhaps just before and at the same time, we have to protect biodiversity to have a beautiful planet and to continue for that. But I'm sure we face a new challenge, huge, incredible challenge for the next decade. It's how do we take care to the youth? The next generation is certainly the biggest question of the next decade, because after this crisis, a lot of youth lose the job. And it's incredible to know that today, the poorest people of the planet are the youth. It's true in OECD country, where a lot of youth have a lot of difficulties to find an apprenticeship, a job, and to open a career. And it's fine, and it is a reality too in the developing country, where the growth of the worldwide population is between 15 and 25. It's why my recommendation to encompass what we are going to do and to be sure that we face the future, it's to embark the youth. For that, we need to build a lot of new initiative for this generation.
Thank you so much. It's really inspiring. I'm quaking like, yes, I would love to cheer you. So maybe as a last question before I go to the questions of the audience. So if people have questions, please write them down in the chat. I will have a look at it later. I mean, already you are quite passionate about your vision, and could you maybe have one last call to action to those other CEOs, those CEOs and executives that maybe are still doubting, should we go into this transformation or not? How would you like to convince them, and how can you get them on board? So what would be your call to action to them?
The call to action for CEO, it's first to take time and to be personally involved in the definition of the purpose of the company. Because it's a good manner to open the window of the company and to compare with the others. And in fact, it's a good manner to understand their own impact. For a CEO, it's key to dream. It's key to embark people, all the people of the company, in a journey with a dream. For example, with Jean-Pascal Tricoire, we have the dream to provide access to electricity and digital for everybody in the planet. We know that it's close to be impossible because today 2 billion people don't have access to electricity. We would like to reduce energy consumption everywhere by 30% to reduce climate change. It's a big challenge. We need to support the CEO to dare to dream and to dream together. And after that, we can find the relevant solution, step after step, to provide the answer and to go on the journey to join the dream.
Ah, merci.
And
I'm really glad.
We are in a time where we define together the business with impact, and with the CEO, we have to make sensitive these people, these key people for the future, to understand that in the future, we have to have business not only with impact, but for impact.
Voila. Yes, absolutely. I can't agree more. Thank you so much. I'm going to look whether there's a question for you already. Even zien. Let me see. Ah, yeah. I have a question here. How your foundation and your three impact funds fit into the vision and the action. So how, because you have 3 impact funds and you have your foundation, and how do they fit in that vision, this overarching vision?
Oh yes, it's very simple. The foundation is dedicated to the youth and to training, because when we share skills with the youth, first we support these youth to build their life, to build a family, to organize their own future, and to contribute to the prosperity of the world and their community. And for example, when we are speaking about access to electricity, the big challenge of the foundation is to train 1 million people at the bottom of the pyramid to have skills in electricity to support the big change for that. But just after that, and that is philanthropy.
Voilà,
but just after that, we have 3 impact funds to support startups. And the youth, or not youth, but in general the youth, who have a new idea, who build a company, and need to be supported. For example, in many countries, we have now a new solution about access to electricity. It's a pay-as-you-go solution. It's from this startup that we learned that. And with the second fund, in impact fund, we invest to support this youth in this manner. Third, with the company, linked to this learning expedition, because the foundation and the partnership of the foundation, the startups that we support with the fund, the partnership with the fund, that is a big learning expedition for the company. It's not the cherries of the cake. Voilà. It's a manner. It's the manner to change the cake. It's the leaven in the cake. And with that, we energize the company. We involve Schneider Electric people, because at the same time we have a Schneider Electric NGO NGO volunteering to ask people to give days to support training, to be involved in the startup, and to understand better the situation. And with that, we could be, with this partner, innovative too.
It's really holistic, right? It's completely integrated.
Yes.
I'm really amazed by it. Thanks a lot. I'm going to look whether there's one more question. From Steven Seniels, from the director, the chair of EVPA. In this inspiring vision, what is the role? It's actually the same. So we already answered it. And then there's one more from Simon Winter, who says, how does Schneider leverage Schneider staff to support its impact agenda across the different vehicles? How does it incentivize and reward those efforts?
Keep it simple. We need to be simple to embark people. In Schneider Electric, it's very simple. In 3 years, we organize our balance scorecard of progress for the 3 next year. It's between close to 20 KPIs in different pillars: climate, resources, all generations, local, trust and equity, and so on. And we have our different KPIs. Each quarter, we publish the result of the KPI to know if we join the goal or not in the right manner. And these tools, Schneider Sustainability Impact, is included in variable compensation for all the 60,000 Schneider Electric employees. 20% of the short-term incentive plan is linked to the performance of these tools. In these tools, you have how do we reduce carbon emission, how do we increase the number of people that we train, how do we reduce accident at workplace, the number of days of volunteering from the employees, the manner to increase the business about sustainability, and so on. Many actions, you can see that in our site. And at the end of the year, it's a part of this compensation. And in addition, for the 3,000 leaders of the company, who will receive a performance share, long-term incentive plan, 25% of this long-term incentive plan is linked to the success of the Schneider Sustainability Impact 3 years after. Compensation, it's key to embark people, but not only. It's important to put our efforts in sustainability, in impact, in business for impact, in compensation, because in compensation we have all the goals which are very important for the company. It's a manner to demonstrate it's important for the company. But the second thing, which is more important for me, it's to make sensitive all the people. We need to have the C-level to have a strong commitment, to have the budget, and to organize a way to progress. But in the same time, we need to be energized by all the Schneider Electric people. We need to embark the people who are committed in sustainability to change the vision of the company. It's not only a bottom-up attitude. If that is only bottom-up, is nothing. And compensation is key, but is not enough to transform the company.
Okay. I have one more last question, and that is actually from Anya, and it says, what role does cross-sectoral collaboration play in your strategy, and how to overcome challenges such as concerns about slowing down the process, costs involved, etc.? Could you elaborate a little bit on that? Because collaboration, sometimes people say, yeah, it's good to collaborate, but it slows down. So should we collaborate? Yes or no? What do we do?
Yes. Well, first, I'm sure if alone we could be quick, together we will be very strong. Voilà. Then we need to take time to be together. And if this time is not low, this time is key to progress. First thing. Second thing, I see an unprecedented new reality, and perhaps more in France than in other countries. I can use the word hybridation, because in the past, the vision was very simple. The companies were here to make money, to have profit, the state to organize a life, and the NGOs to dream, to have good idea, and to support poor people and so on.
Yeah.
And now, because all together in a different manner, we are adjust to the unique future for everybody linked to common good. And it's why, for me, sustainable development goals are keys, because they put name to these common goods. With these 17 goals, we have the
Voilà.
grammar to discuss with everybody. And in this hybridation, company understands that they have to move, to take care to the planet and society, to continue to be innovative, to continue to be profitable, and more of that, to continue to be attractive. Because they need to be attractive to increase reputation. And we know that in the local manner, in the vision that we have about the products that we would like to buy, we need more and more to be sure of the reputation of the actors. It's why, for me, human rights is a new big topic linked to environment to tackle the future. And in these big things, we organize long-term partnership with some actors. For example, today we have a long-term partnership with the Solar Impulse Foundation, and we energize each other to find the good solution, put the good solution of the market, and to leverage this solution. Many actors of Schneider Electric are involved voluntarily in this organization, and we work with this organization for our innovation. We are linked to many big actors of education to contribute to that and to share our skills with this actor, to educate for the next solution, not for the last solution. And in the same time, to be in the relationship with the youth, to understand better the vision that they have of the future.
Thank you so much. I'm really pleased with this, this inspiration you're giving us. It's really, really helpful. Thanks a lot. And what I will remember most is we need to dream together and make it happen, right? So together we can make change happen. So thank you so much for your insights and for your time.
Thank you.
Gilles, it was really wonderful. Thanks so much and have a lovely day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So after these wonderful words from Gilles, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the sessions, because after this show, again, you can select which topic or which theme you would like to explore further, and also to connect with peers and have good chats with the community. And for that, we have the moderators of each session. And I'm going to start with Hanna Stahler, who's the Senior Manager of Daphne. Hanna, can I briefly invite you? What are we going to do in your session?
Thank you, Mariken, and good morning. Good morning, C-Summit community. Yes, we have 3 fantastic sessions right after. I will be happy to welcome you at the Churchill Never Waste a Good Crisis session. We will discuss how to use the momentum and to spark innovation and social change and to raise awareness among C-suite executives. We will be joined by François Rouvier, an incredible story, as I find, of how Renault Mobilis, a social business, just this year, a couple of months ago, has become one of the 4 pillars of the core business of Renault. Not a straightforward story, but very fascinating, and about that more in our session. We will be also joined by Leslie Johnston from the Laudes Foundation, a visionary thinker and a strategic leader who will be talking about how to make fashion a force for good. So join us later. I'm very welcoming you at the session.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Hanna. Wonderful. And maybe can I ask you, Bianca, to also introduce your session? Bianca is the policy manager of EVPA. So Bianca, could you also explain what we're going to do in your session?
Yes, thank you very much, Mariken, and good morning, everyone. I hope you are all enjoying the C-Summit so far. Today I have the great pleasure to moderate a deep dive session, Public-Private Collaboration for Recovery, how corporate social investors and the EU institutions can partner up. I firmly believe that now more than ever, public-private collaboration is a hot topic, and during this session, you will have the opportunity to discuss it with two experts from the European Commission and from Ester Social Finance Holding, Peter Surek and Filippo Ministeri. You will discover which are the main tools to reinforce collaborations between corporate social investors and EU institutions, and you will hear some best practices of impactful co-investment. I hope you will join and enjoy the discussion, and we look forward to hear your voice. See you soon. Thanks.
Thank you so much, Bianca. Wonderful. Really pleased to have all this wealth of knowledge in the room. Anja Koenig, could I ask, she's the DACH representative of EVPA, could I also ask you to persuade the audience to join your session?
Yes, of course. Good morning, everybody. My name is Anja Koenig, and it is really my pleasure to introduce the session on how to spark innovation through cross-sector collaboration, starting right now after this session. So I'd like to ask you, as a funder or a private citizen, have you ever been part of a process working on identifying solutions to critical social challenges together with thousands of other people and organizations? Seeing that your and other great ideas with support from industry experts and large corporations, the public sector, civil society have become a reality within days and weeks, and are now even being used in public administration, schools, and offered to those in need. This is what actually happened at the We versus Virus hackathon, an outstanding open social innovation process under the auspices of the German government that was launched in March to fight the consequences of the pandemic. It was supported by corporate social investors such as Vodafone Institute and the BMW Foundation, and numerous other unlikely allied and social sector. And it inspired other open social innovation processes by the European Commission and the World Health Organization. So we will use this experience as a basis to explore success factors of cross-sectoral collaboration and to discuss whether similar processes could work in your context and could be applied to other social challenges. So together with Inga Paus from Vodafone Institute, Johanna Meyer from the Hertie School of Governance and Stanford University, Henrike Schlottmann of Project Together, one of the co-initiators and managers of this innovative collaboration process. We very much look forward to seeing you. Welcome.
Thank you, Anja, fantastic. So I hope, lovely people, that these beautiful teasers from our team inspired you and made you longing for more. Because in a moment you can then join the sessions again. So when you go down in Hopin, you see sessions, you select the one that you would like to join, and then you can see in the chat there will be a link to a Zoom link again, and then you can actually participate. So after this opening show, you can have a brief pick and choose. You can have a cup of coffee and then join one of these wonderful sessions by our team. I'm really curious about it. And before we go to the short coffee break, I would briefly like to give the floor to Kirsten Ottens from the ING Foundation. Kirsten, are you here? Yeah, you're here. Fantastic. Yes. Wonderful. Could you briefly say a few words about your foundation and maybe have a last words of wisdom for the audience of the of the C Summit?
It's great to be here this morning. And I remember visiting in Munich a year ago, first BA and Daphne C Summit. Great turnout, great outcome, and there was already buzz about this edition for this year, and it would be in the Netherlands. So both Philips and ING Foundation jumped to be the host, so we could welcome you to our country and the community here. And I was also very looking forward to share the stage with Margot from Philips Foundation during the C Summit. And then with the new plans online, we had to split the screen, which was also great. And now this morning, my home studio did not work, so I share this moment with Margot in spirit, I think. I was yesterday I was part of one of the deep dive sessions. And one of my favorite things about the corporate community, this corporate community, is the EVPA research, because they manage so perfectly to capture our activities and the trends in great frameworks. And I often use them to explain to starting corporate investors how we work, but it also helps me to explain what we do to even the board of my foundation. And yesterday I hosted one of the deep dive sessions about the complementary impact strategies. And what I really liked is that this is one of the few moments that you can talk to people who truly understand your job. There are not that many people who do the jobs that we do, and in this European community, this is the opportunity to get feedback from the people who truly understand what you do, and I really, really value that. So I was very happy with the feedback I got yesterday from everybody about the very challenging plans that we have on debt prevention, and a big collaboration on that in the Netherlands. And I'm just really looking forward to today. I want to say that being a host has given me a peek into what a huge undertaking the Sea Summit is, and I really want to thank EVPA and Daphne, because they deserve a big round of applause for what they have created for us.
Oh, that's super kind.
Yeah,
thanks
it's
a lot,
just,
Kirsten.
don't underestimate what it is to do this. So a big thank you to all of you.
Yeah,
and
we
I
would have
really
loved
wish,
to be there
hope
with you
everybody
and have
keeps
some
it.
wines.
Yeah, yeah.
But okay.
I just wish everybody great day, great discussions and sessions, and we will see each other next year for sure.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Kirsten. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, lovely people. So please feel free to grab a coffee and tea and then be back at 10 o'clock when the session starts. And also I would like to invite you to have a look at the expos, because there are really some lovely videos, also one from Impact City The Hague, but also from the PLMG Foundation from Portugal. And they created a video that is completely, it's all about collaboration and partnership, and then from the perspective of art and culture. And it's a really beautiful, a beautiful video. And there's one sentence in there, I wrote it down actually because I like it so much. It says, I'm like you, we are human beings, we are not separate individuals, we are all one with our differences and similarities. Well, I couldn't have said it better. And maybe to end with the wise words of Gilles. So let's all dream and have a clear vision, and let's make sure that we create the conditions for these dreams to actually happen and to actualize them, to make them happen. Let's do that together. And I hope that in the coming sessions you can still connect, find each other, create new leads for collaborations, and make it happen. And I hope to see you next year live. Thank you so much and have a lovely day.